podcast, there's a show that's a blast. Kid Fact is the name, and it's growing fast. Free hosts with wit and humor so bold. They tackle the facts and the stories unfold. Get fact with a twist of fun. Three podcasters making facts come undone. Ooh, get fact with a laugh and a cheer.
Hello, Stu.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm not too bad.
I'm good. We've got a guest on today. His name is Mason King. He is a psychic magician, and he's going to talk about back in the day when they tried to train up the army to be psychics and stuff like that. Anyway, for now, we'll have a chat between us, Stu. I'll tell you about my day of disaster.
Oh, God, here we go.
So it started last night, really, because we wanted to go swimming. Oliver had a plan. We'd do all these things, these events, and he wanted to go swimming. So we thought, okay, yeah, we'll go swimming. So I didn't have a costume, so I had to first go out to Sports Direct, buy her a costume. This was about 4 p.m, something like that. Anyway, we go to drive to the swimming place. It's not bloody open, it's shut on a Saturday. Back when I was a kid, swimming was open all frigging day on a weekend.
Yeah.
For the family.
It felt like 24 hours a
It
day,
didn't it? Yeah. And it just wasn't open, so it was like, oh, we'll try a different one. Every one of them was shut. We checked online. It was like, oh, we'll just come back tomorrow morning then. Anyway, wake up in the morning, we get sorted and stuff. Go to swimming, and they'll go to me, did you pick my costume up? I was like, what? I was like, you didn't tell me, did you? She's like, yeah. It's like, I've not got it. She's like, oh, don't matter, I've got it. I was like, thank fuck for that. And then Abby said to me, have you got my costume in there? I was like, what? Lucy was like, for God's sake! So we had to drive back home to get her costume because we forgot it while they was just waiting for us in changing rooms. Got the costume, went back to swimming. She got the costume on. She said to me, these tags are itching me, like, can you pull this tag off? So I went to pull it off, and as I'm pulling the tag off, I ripped it off, like Hulkamania would, just ripped it completely. The costume was like, oh my God! And it's just like, Jesus Christ, what are we going to do now? So we've had to drive back out, go to TK Maxx to try and buy another one. Drove back to the swimming. I was bloody buggered after all that. I was like, I can't be bothered swimming anymore. Yeah.
I've done something similar myself.
What?
Got my shorts.
Forgot your shorts?
Yeah.
I didn't know how weak swim costumes was. I thought the tag would just rip out.
Have you noticed that things aren't made?
Whole thing.
Things aren't made the same now, are they? Things are just like cheap and.
That is true.
They're just not built to last anymore.
That is true. Everything's cheaper now, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, mass processed.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait for I guess today. I mean,
Can you?
it's gonna be fun. But I think he's been in my head ring for the last few days.
I reckon that's what it is.
Because I've had headaches for the past 2 days, and I'm thinking, is he rummaging around in my head? Because I reckon he is.
He came out with some obscure stuff.
Yeah. Some things that only I know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I forgot about that memory. That's a bad memory. What are you bringing that up for? But that's what they do, don't they? Don't they like prepare for like certain events?
It depends on. Is he a medium?
No, he's a psychic, magician psychic. That's the thing. We're gonna have to find out what he actually does.
Because a medium is someone who's a kind of psychic.
Somebody that's in between.
And they have like a spirit friend, don't they, who communicate to them from beyond.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think it's one of them.
So that's what I'm saying, because with you saying like they prepare themselves, they have to prepare themselves well, because they have to tune in.
I wonder if he believes in that, because some people have been caught in the past with that about like lying.
It's about certain lines of questions and.
Yeah, but some woman pretended to be dead.
See, I've been to a medium and she said something to me that was kind of when it happened. It was kind of like, wow.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, well, how would she have known that? But then
there's a research in that. Do you reckon you would have put it on anything?
There's a possibility. I mean, there was no internet or social media then. I was only say what.
So it would have been a bit harder, wouldn't it?
18, 19, 21. No, I was about 21 actually.
Right, it would have been hard to get info about that then.
Yeah. I mean, what she said to me was because the next day I was going to Blackpool with my then girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I was driving there, and she said this day before, be careful on the motorway. The police will be there. with speed cameras.
Yeah.
And there was a police car there with a speed camera.
It's mad though. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
You know what I mean? So
do you reckon there's some of them that are just like phonies? And
I think a lot of them are
and then it
phonies.
fucks it up for the people that actually are.
Yeah.
I suppose that makes sense. Because in my head it's like, I don't believe it because some people have been caught out, but I suppose, there's a lot of people that scam multiple different things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I hope he amazes us with some mad stuff.
I'm sure he will. If he's a magician, it'll be amazing anyway.
But I don't know what type of magician a psychic magician is. What did he do?
Well, I think it's one of them. Thinking of a colour, and then he'll do through whatever he does, and then he'll tell you your colour kind of thing. Or
yeah, that was like with Daniel Mays, where I picked that card up and was like, "This is 7, this," and it was 7. I was like, "I'm a psychic. What's going on here?" Yeah, that was Mason King preparing me.
Yeah, must have been.
For this show
I reckon
coming
it was. That's what it was.
Yeah. Do you reckon he's going to this secret party?
You reckon?
I don't know.
Might do.
That'd be nice to see 2 people we know.
I've still got to get me mask.
I've still got it, man. Yeah. I don't know how much we could talk about this because I think it is
because it's secret.
Secret and that, you know what I mean? Yeah. VIP and all that.
Oh, you know what I mean?
Welcome to the party.
Only the VIPs get to go.
Exactly. So. Oh. Been warmer lately, hasn't it?
It has.
Been
It's been
picking
beautiful.
up again. Yeah. Finally got a bit of sun. I got bored of that cold weather.
I was getting a bit bored of it.
Yeah. I've been editing videos a lot more again. Have you seen? You're not on TikTok, are you? I've been pushing TikTok a lot more because the numbers are rising, which is nice to see. Whereas other platforms. So originally I was on Facebook and I was putting it on my story, and then only obviously my friends and family have seen it.
Yeah.
And I just found out that you can put clips up, I don't know what they're called, reels.
I think they're called reels. Aren't
Yeah, and they stay up there. I'm just putting clips up for 24 hours, and then they're disappearing, and that was the end of that. But TikTok, it stays on there, and then originally I was just getting 200 odd views, and then lately I've been getting minimum of 700 on that. So it's it's rised quite a bit.
I'll have to have a look. I think I've got TikTok.
Have you?
Yeah. Get my phone out.
So I used to think I'm too old for TikTok. I can't be on TikTok.
Well, there's old people on there, isn't there?
Yeah, but it started off as Musically, I think it was called, and it was just kids singing to songs. So it seemed a bit noncy to even be on there. But then now it's it's socially acceptable to be any age on there.
That's what I mean. These days, though, you've got to be careful, haven't you? Yeah. Everything's noncy these days.
It is. I agree.
I'm sure I've got TikTok.
Well, I'm loving TikTok lately. You get so much positivity.
I've got it.
Oh, just someone commented on one of the videos the other day as well.
Are they?
Yeah, this on TikTok it said you need more expensive podcast equipment. I thought, tell Joe Rogan that. I've got the same equipment as him. They're the best podcaster in the world. What do we do? How much more can you upgrade? But I didn't reply. I just liked his comment just to do his head in because he wants a battle with me. I'm not going into it. So I loved his comment. Loved it.
Oh, there we go. There you are.
What?
Get fucked.
There we go. All these videos of you. Yeah, your first video is you. The last one is about you. Telling, when we were talking about tanks and that.
Yeah.
The blow up tanks.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Look at all them.
That's what I mean. Am I part of this?
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's good, Dan.
Should have sent it a message.
Send it me?
Yeah, how would you, actually I've never used TikTok. How do you, can you save, get fact?
What do you mean save?
There, so can I say that now?
Yeah, so if you click on it, you can follow, I think it is. Is it already following? Can't believe you're not even following it.
Well, I don't know how you use it.
Stu.
I'm a technophobe, and I'm old, aren't I?
It's just come up, Stu's viewed your profile.
Oh, there you go.
You viewed it.
That one. Oh, unfollow. I must be following you.
Oh, you must already be following. You just don't want enough, that's all it is.
I didn't know I had it.
People are putting it in the favourites and that, and resharing and stuff. It's well cool.
Sound? Oh,
it's a very nice nice place to be, TikTok, to be fair.
Yeah.
I've had no negativity on it.
I'll have to visit it more often.
Yeah. Put your pictures up. You've been busy on pictures lately, haven't you?
I've been trying.
Your little Instagram pictures or whatever it is. Yeah. That was nice, wasn't it? The guy in the beach guy.
Oh, the Anthony Gormley figures.
Is that what it is called?
Beach.
Yeah. It's weird what you do to it, though, isn't it? Because that doesn't look like a beach. That looks like an empty white room.
Well, that's that was the sea.
Yeah.
And you put it on a long shutter speed to sort of flatten out the sea.
Yeah, it just looks like a white room, doesn't it?
Does.
With a person stood there.
Yeah.
It's cool, like, it's a cool effect. Like, I can't even edit my normal pictures to make me look good. So I don't even bother anymore. I've had no filters for about 2 years. Because I don't like to use them. Every time I change it, it's like my eyes go like darker blue, so it looks rubbish, but my beard goes ginger. I was like, oh, we can't do that. Change it to the next one. It's like I've got a grey beard and then bright blue eyes like a
Santa
demon.
Claus.
I'm like, what's going on? I can't get it right.
Look like Santa Claus.
It must be the colour in me. I've got too many colours in my face.
1 minute you look like Santa Claus, the next minute you look like Krampus.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, yeah. Hey, Santa Claus will be here soon, won't it? It's flying around this year now. It started off January, long as out.
We've only just got rid of it.
And now it's flying.
Oh, God, don't do that to me.
Did you do anything for St. Patrick's Day?
No.
Did you forget? No. I forgot about it until Adele brought that hat home. I thought, I can have that. A little raver hat.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
Bucket hat.
Yeah. What time will they be here, I guess? 20 minutes?
Has he not told you?
Someone's just barked. My dog's just barked. So that's the thing. When someone's coming, I'm always like on edge. Like when delivery's due out, and you're like at window. Is that him? Starving. That's what I'm like now with podcast guest. Is that him? I'm kind of nervous as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know what questions to ask.
In case he finds things out that you don't want him to find out.
No, he can have a dig around in there. I really want hypnotist on.
Yeah.
I want to see myself get hypnotised.
I reckon he could hypnotise you.
What?
I reckon he
Do you
could
reckon?
hypnotise you.
No, he's not a hypnotist, though, is he?
No, not him.
Oh, right.
You could get a hypnotist on.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. I reckon he'd get hypnotised.
I want to.
Great.
It'd be great for the show
I've
as well.
given him ideas of what to do.
Do you reckon it'd be able to get an hypnotist on?
No, I don't think he would.
Because I feel like, I don't know.
I'd get if you go and look for a hypnotist, I'd get more of an entertainment hypnotist rather than
Right.
There's two different types. You've got the therapy side of hypnotism and the entertainment side.
Oh, yeah,
of
the
hypnotism.
therapy ones, don't they just do it over a long period of time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the guy to make me a chicken.
Well,
That's the one I need.
Well, that's what I would have said to him. Said from when you tell him to, from that point on, he talks, but he talks like a chicken.
Yeah.
So just be talking
only
to
for
him,
like
and you'll be going,
5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. That'd be brilliant. And then I'd watch it back and edit it, and I'd be like, "That is bollocks, that wasn't it? It didn't work." And then I'd be watching it like, "When did that happen?" That'd be great.
Yeah, and then I tell him that when you come back round, or as they say, when you wake up,
Yeah.
you won't have a memory of what's been going on.
Oh, can you do it so you can just turn it on and off as well? Sure they can, don't
Yeah,
they?
can. Yeah.
So it'd be like just randomly going, and I'd be like, that'd be brilliant. Oh, yeah.
See, when my dad was a hypnotist, he used to do someone. My dad bought a bag full of. He must have had about 50, ties that he tied around your shirt on.
Yeah.
A bag full of ties, and he used that as part of his act.
Right.
And he'd get this guy up, and he'd get hypnotised, and he'd tell the guy that the show's over now, you can go sit back down. And every time the guy went to sit back down,
Yeah.
he really thought, oh, I've forgotten my tie. So he'd come back up onto the stage. My dad had given him a tie. I mean, the worst ties you could have ever seen.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
like from the 1970s
Right.
and 80s.
Just proper cheesy
Big,
ones.
wide,
Massive.
yellow.
Weren't they wide back then?
Oh,
Proper wide ties.
So, and then he'd put his tie on, and my dad would help him. So,
Yeah.
tie up. And then he'd go and sit back down, and then, oh, I forgot my tie.
Even though
So
it's
he'd
still
go
on
back-
him.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he'd go back up and get another tie. And he'd just have a big, massive ties all around his neck.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that Dad used to do.
What did you with ties anyway? Like, what? You came up with that idea of a tie?
Oh, I like a good tie.
I do, but I mean, it's something you have to learn it, isn't it? A tie.
I've learned a good few knots.
And then I used to think, it's a string. It works. It's the same thing. But,
I've learned a good few knots.
what do you mean?
There's loads of knots
There's
you can
loads
do.
of different tie knots.
Oh, yes. There's some
I
fantastic
thought there
ones.
was only one.
No.
What do you do?
I,
So I put it around, right, for example. Though.
I did this one. I can't remember what it was called. And I did it for a job interview.
I feel like I'm getting a tie now.
And it was all kind of different way round. And it had like a pattern on the knot. And
Right. So I'm trying to think now. So I'll put it around. I'll put it around once, around again, underneath and flip it out and pull it through the little knot bit
Yeah.
and pull.
Yeah.
Like what? What other ways?
Well, you can cross over. You can then go. Is it cross over? Then go up the back.
Yeah. And it had to explain when you're not doing a tie.
Yeah.
It's unimaginable.
Up the back of that one.
Yeah.
Down. I think you cross over again, come round the back, up the front, down, and then instead of going feeding it through the front, you feed it through the back.
Right.
And then you can pull it up, and it creates like a pattern on the knot.
Really?
But you can do. You don't have to tie forwards. You can tie it backwards with the seam.
I've got to see this, me.
I'll show you.
Because we'll be using ties. I might have a funky tie this time because I've never had a funky tie. Oh, that was loud. That was a bass in me.
Sorry, that was me just punching the mic.
Just blew me ear holes.
Why were you using a tie for?
What do you mean?
You mean for our little secret?
Yeah. Do you not wear a tie?
It's got to be a dicky bow.
What?
A dicky bow.
Why?
The black tie event, you use a dicky bow.
Do you not wear a tie?
No, you wear a dicky bow.
Oh, can you not do nothing with a dicky bow?
I can't do a dicky bow.
No, what do you mean? It's the same, innit?
I'll have to buy a pre-made one. You can buy ones that you can make up yourself.
Oh.
To get your dicky bow, but you can have a free one.
I might get one of them clean spinny ones.
Yeah.
What an idiot. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dicky bow. Oh, that's someone else I need to buy. I'm not going to dicky bow. Someone else I need to buy.
You'll have to get one.
I'm going to get one of them fingers. Handkerchiefs that you pull out as well. Sorry, give us a minute.
That'd be ace.
Yeah. It's the magic event, isn't it?
Let's see if we can find him.
What are you looking for?
Tie guy.
Tie guy? What is a thing? Sounds like a fetish.
His name's Jonathan Farley.
Right.
And he does all different ties.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Here's one.
Well, that is a mad tie, isn't it?
Crazy not for the Fun Time Friday.
That looks like you couldn't get it off.
And he shows you how to do it. Watch, see?
But how is it to get off? It looks like it's well in there.
See, like normally people would. Well, normally you start with the big one and you put the big one round.
Right.
He starts with the little one, little end.
Oh, that's weird, isn't it? But isn't a tie made so that you can just undo it that easy?
Yeah, you can.
It looks like it was well locked in that. That's strange, huh?
I have to get him on.
Why do you never get taught different ways then, as a kid, to do it in school?
I don't know.
Is it just the default tie?
He's gone across the loops there.
I always end up with that long little bit.
Too long.
Yeah, because
you're
tucking it in my socks.
You're not. Just because you're not setting it right.
What do you mean?
You have to set the tie. A
certain length. Yeah. I've tucked in my socks on little end. Big end's this big. That's alright. It seemed bigger when I was tying it.
Yeah.
But as soon as you do all that, you lose weight if you tie.
Yeah.
Don't you? Don't know what to do with my hands. I'm a ninja. No. So he's going to be here soon. But I think he sent me a poster purposely to get in my head.
Product placement.
Do you know, like with Darren Brown? So Darren Brown does things like, so if he wants you to believe that you won the lottery, he'll make you pick numbers when you're there, stuff like that. But he'll tell you what numbers you're going to pick. On your way to the event, he'll put these numbers on walls and stuff to make them numbers stick in your head.
It's like subliminal messages.
Yeah. I think Mason's done that.
Do you reckon he's done that with you?
Yeah, because he sent me his posters for his event in... Was it? Hang on. Ireland or Scotland? I can't remember where they are. Where's this? Box office. The Surgeons Hall in... Why can't I find it? It's already in my head. It said where it was before.
It would tie shit to say that you won't be able to see.
Yeah. Where's it gone?
I don't know.
Anyway, it's from somewhere. But on the thing it says the dates, August 2nd to the 16th, and then in brackets it says not 9, 10 or 15. That seems weird, that. This is a weird way to do dates.
Not the 9th, 10th, or they're your numbers then.
Do you know what I mean? That seems weird, doesn't it?
Put the lottery on.
But it's just his poster. But then even the price is weird. Because that's got brackets as well. But to me, there's a lot of 50s, a lot of 5s.
August 2nd to the 16th, but not the 9th, the 10th, or the 15th. They're your numbers.
9, 10 and 15.
They're your lottery numbers.
But then...
No, he's saying don't put those numbers on. You have to put any numbers between 2 and 16, but not...
Yeah.
9.
But even the price, $11.50, brackets, $9.50. You make it
next lot of
complicated.
numbers as well.
But I've seen a 9 and a 5 in both of them bracket numbers. So
Got a 9
if he
and a
asks me,
5 on in the lot.
he asks me for a number, it's not going to be 9. It's not going to be 5, just because I think he's trying to put it in my head. I'm going to teach him.
Still gonna
I'm not
screw
playing
you
these mind
over.
games.
Still going to screw you over.
I know, yeah. Instead, I'm going to say 9, 10, and 15. I'm like, wait, no! 40 had him. It's like with Daniel Mays. I thought of H. Martin, but just nothing. And I'm going to do the same today. I'm going to come away feeling like an idiot. But it's great. It's a great idiot feeling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like amazement, isn't it?
Yeah.
You feel stupid because you're amazed.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah. Right. Let's pause this. We'll make it up. And we are back.
We're back.
And we have our guest in the house, Mason King, the wonderful Mason King. Yeah, what's your name, man?
Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah. So we've already started. He's given me a piece of paper that's got a pin on it. I give a fake pin. Folded that up, put it in my pocket, and that's where we're at now.
And I've got a folded up piece of paper with,
Oh, have you got one as well?
with a name on it, yeah.
A name on it?
A name.
Like a random name, or is it a person you know?
No, a person that I have to know.
Ah, so it's slightly different type of trick, because I'm supposed to not know this number. So
But maybe this will be the PIN number of that person.
yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, my bank's empty now. So with you, do you prepare with the psychic abilities? Do you like prep days in advance? Do you get in people's heads basically?
Okay, so I mean,
Because my head has been booming the last 2 days.
I should get right off the bat. I'm not psychic.
Right.
Don't have any psychic ability or claim or anything like that.
Right.
However, some stuff that I do might look like it's psychic.
Right. Okay.
Now, I think when we spoke on email, I mentioned to you that I'm actually currently working on a show for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Yeah.
Which is based around psychics and psychic
Right.
testing.
Yeah.
The reason I kind of focused on that kind of idea was because I've done the Edinburgh Fringe like 4 times before.
Right.
And I wanted to do, in the past, I've kind of focused on more like corporate style shows.
Yeah.
Which, which is basically, this is what I can do.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And which is fantastic. But after 4 times of doing that, I've probably built about 2 really strong shows now, if that makes sense. Because you take bits out.
Yeah.
And when I decided I wanted to go this time, I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different.
Right.
And I've always been aware of stories to do with psychic testing through the military in America. However, I didn't know too much about it. It was just like, you hear bits. You see that film you mentioned, The Men Who...
Men Who Stare at Goats.
Which is loose. Well, I say loose. It is quite heavily based on that, but even though they change a few things around on it, I don't think they ever stir a ghost.
No, I don't think they did. Well, that was trying to stir inside the locker, wasn't it, to find out what was in that locker?
Yeah, and then it would die. But I don't think that part was real.
Yeah.
But so I spent a bit of time doing some research on it,
Right.
And then from that I've put together a show kind of inspired by that.
Yeah. So yours is more like tricks rather than psychic. Would you?
It's strange because I wouldn't classify it as a trick.
Right.
It's mentalism.
It's mental. It's psychology. It's psychological mental. Sometimes people call it psychological magic. Some people call it mentalism. In like other countries other than the UK, if I was performing, people would refer to me as a mentalist. But in the UK, that term kind of means like psychopath and stuff like that.
Yeah, it does.
So you can't really use it as much as that here. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the techniques I would utilise would actually cross over a little bit more probably with psychics, fraudulent mediums, things like that. Which is where mentalism originated from. However, there is a crossover with magic as well. Yeah,
right. So it's because I don't really believe in like psychics, but that's because I've never witnessed anyone do it. It's like hypnotising. Like, I know people do it on stage and stuff, but I don't believe that because I've never been hypnotised.
Right.
Until I see myself dancing around like a chicken. Imagine as well. Yeah,
I mean, so in terms of psychics, this is an interesting one because I've been doing this kind of stuff for quite a while. I've never really believed in anything like that.
Oh, right, really?
No. Because of, like I say, a lot of the techniques I would use are used by I know are used by like fraud mediums.
Right.
I could watch. I'm not going to say any names, but like the celebrity psychic. I see some of that, and I can watch the show and know what they're doing
and work out how they're doing it and stuff. Yeah.
And so when I've started working on the material for this show, and been tested, because basically how the show is presented is that I'm someone who's facilitating some psychic tests, and the audience are the test subjects.
Right.
And since I've been testing some of the material in more like I get people together and like test some of it basically before going out and doing it properly.
Yeah.
But it's quite interesting because since I've done it, there's things that have happened within it which has made me question.
Oh yeah, really.
So it's kind. I'm not saying I believe in psychics or anything like that, but what I would say is I don't disbelieve it as much as I did.
Yeah.
Which is I don't know where that will end up, but that's kind of where I am right now. I certainly wouldn't say. I mean, the amount of like these people who say that they're talking to the dead and all. I think, for me, that's all like nonsense and stuff. But
same.
But at the same time, when like I say, I've been seeing a lot of things like to do with like coincidences. For example, one time recently, after doing one of those test events, I should say, I then went and worked a corporate event. And I do things like get people like to think of quite straightforward one might be I think of a playing card. It's not so much a card trick where they pick it out. It's more where they just think of it, right? And I'd say about 80% of the people that day thought of one specific card. The card was the 8 of diamonds.
Yeah.
And when it was in Manchester. When I was getting the train back, there was a playing card on the platform.
No way, really?
And I was like, I'm going to go and check.
Yeah, go and check it.
And it was the 8 of diamonds. And
that is weird, isn't it?
But I'm like, it makes you think, are you in the fucking Truman Show or something?
Someone winding me up here.
And because, I mean, if it had been somewhere where there'd maybe been other magicians or something, I would
maybe you was being tricked.
Yeah, I would have thought of, but it was late at night. It was a Saturday night. It was about 10:30. I was like just getting the train, and I was just like, So, but again, it could just be pure coincidence. It's. I mean, it's not often you actually see a playing card just lying on the floor either, is it? So, and that's why I went and checked because but I had that experience of, like I say, about 75 to 80% of people thinking of the same card.
Right.
I couldn't really explain that, but that's where we were.
Yeah. Well, we had Daniel Mayers on. Don't know if you know him.
Oh yeah, he's a fucking prick, isn't he?
He's a bit of a gobshite. Anyway,
sorry, Dan, we're only.
Even Stu shot like, really? I thought he was all right.
Well, I was about to jump in then, but you cut it short.
I know, he weren't even in an gig. But
he's a really good lad.
Yeah, he's great.
It was great, wasn't it?
He's, I think he only started about 2 years ago, but he's, from everyone else that I've ever seen, actually, he's progressed probably quicker than pretty much anyone I've ever seen. So he's doing really well. He works, I think, quite a lot at the Oracle Bar.
Yeah, he does.
I work there too as well sometimes as well, and so that's kind of how we know each other, and also through the Liverpool Mahatma Magic Circle where we were with members. So he's a really good lad.
Yeah, he did one of tricks on here, but he was picking out cards. He said, like, pick a card out of this. And when I picked it out, I said, I feel like this is a 7. And he said, it was a 7. I thought, bloody hell, I'm psychic. Do you know what I mean? It's coincidences like that that make you think there's something weird going on.
But yeah, he's done really well. So I think now he's potentially looking at moving into some stage stuff as well. So that'll
he said he was. Yeah,
I think he should. I think he's gonna do pretty well.
Yeah,
his future's quite bright.
Yeah. So do you believe in the remote viewing then? Back to the army bit.
Yeah. So believe in it. I wouldn't say I believe in it as such because.
Right. Because they make it like I could see across next door's house and see them undress and whatnot. But
it's more. I mean, what they were kind of because So just to explain to anyone who's not aware. So. It was in about the 1970s. Well, before that, there'd been a lot of rumours of this kind of stuff existing.
Yeah.
And in around the 70s, I think it was 72, the US military got a classified report telling them that the Soviet Union had basically been pouring a huge amount of resource into testing for extrasensory perception, psychic testing.
Yeah.
Now, the idea was that they would use it for intelligence purposes, remote viewing, things like that. Now, the Americans not wanting to be outdone set up their own facility in California, and it changed the names a few times, but it ended up becoming known as Project Stargate.
Right.
And the idea was that over the next decade, they brought in individuals that allegedly had some sort of psychic ability, or at least claimed that anyway. And then they would run through various like testing scenarios with them. And that's right. The idea was that they could have someone like at their base that would be able to tell them what's going on thousands of miles away, like what the Russians are doing, or what another country might be doing.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
You don't?
No, I don't believe that. But it's interesting when you work through some of the test scenarios.
Yeah.
How some of some of the stuff to do with coincidences happens more than what you think.
Right.
Like I say, I've got the show structured in a way where it is a show. It is a show. So however, stuff has happened within the test shows so far, which I've been a bit like, well, I didn't see that.
Like your own show?
In a way, yeah.
That's crazy.
The difference between my show and, say, a magic show, would be that to a degree, I don't really know, even though it is structured, I don't really necessarily know what's going to be chosen or what people are going to like think of and things like that. And that's, for me, it makes it a bit more interesting. It also makes it a bit scary in some ways. But as much as anything, because I was talking to some magicians about this the other day, actually, because they were like, it's quite risky, some of the stuff that you're doing in there.
Right.
And I also explained, but the way this has been presented in particular it is tests. So if something didn't quite hit, it doesn't, in some way, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, there is like one really risky thing in there, but I do actually have something kind of planned as a backup. So if it didn't, it kind of would still look okay. But as much as anything, what I want people to see in this show as well, in this presentation, is it's not so much about me. Like some of the corporate ones have done, it's been much about here's what I can do. This is great and all that, and that's something a lot of magicians do.
Right.
I didn't want it to be like that. I wanted it to be about the audience and what they can do, and that's why they're like the stars of the show. Really, it's not really me. I'm kind of just there facilitating it, making it kind of happen. And because you see a lot of like I say, I don't want to like talk down on them, but you see a lot of like magic shows where it is just the magician saying, "Look how great I am! Look how great I am!" And after a while, that can get a little bit repetitive, and sometimes you can even get people with
selling themselves, basically.
And I think if you can do something where you're making the audience member the star, I just think that's so much more.
Well, they can
powerful.
go away feeling good about it, can't they? Because they was part of the show. It's
and
good feeling.
You want them to go away having a positive experience, and the people who watch the show as well thinking that's that was really something memorable as well, as opposed to just like this is the card you're thinking of and stuff like that. But obviously it depends on like what you're doing as well, because I mean, as well as doing that, like I said to you before, I work quite a lot of weddings and events as well, like that. So that's slightly different. It's I don't do it as a magician type of way, but I still do it in an own way where, again, I try and make people feel, because a wedding's like a very
so do you do a lot of card tricks and stuff at weddings?
No, I'd still. I mean, I do a few, but not massively. I do a couple, but that's more for people who maybe a slightly older audience as well, because a lot of younger people don't really know what playing cards are.
That is true. I never thought about that.
Because you find these days people under 25, you don't. So you have to think of other ways to do it. But I do a few card things and stuff like that. But I try not to, because a lot of magicians are doing that anyway. So I want to differentiate what I'm doing from the. If I do a card stuff, it will be something very much where they just think of it, as opposed to. Pick a card or something like that.
Right.
I try to do stuff where it's more. It feels more like unique to them.
Yeah. So, I forgot what I was going to say. And on Fister.
So when doing what you do, mentalism, psychic, however you want to call it. Whereas a magician who does it with cards sets up the cards in a certain way that it will work.
Right.
Is it the same sort of way you do it with your brain? You're setting it up the same way a magician would do with the card. So like someone just saying like pick a card, any card. You're setting the same sort of trick up. Obviously not physically, but mentally. Pick a card, any card kind of thing. So instead of choosing a card, you write something down.
Yeah, I mean, or it can...
Oh, not sure if that made any sense.
No. I mean, in some way, when you perform anything like this, you want people have got to get involved, but you've also got to get them to make some sort of choice. You know, whether it's thinking of a card, whether you're thinking of a number.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll show you something else. So, let's say, try this with you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So if I was to say to you, just so I get like a quick idea of how you were to think, if I said to you, choose a number like from 1 to 6 on here, what would you probably say?
4.
You would say 4, and that would probably tell me about you. You're probably like quite like a sort of like a balanced person. Also, might tell me that you might be like quite competitive, or maybe like a subtle kind of way. So maybe not like an alpha male, but I think you would always, like if I was playing a board game with you, thinking I think you'd always like really want to win. Yeah. Okay, so I'll show you. So if you just take this, choose a number on it. Once you got that, commit to it by having it like face up like so, and then just pop your hand over it like that. Say you go for a 4, you would go like that. Say you go for a 6, you would go like that, and so on. It's important when you do it as well that you're not just like rolling it like so. You are actually, it is actually
it's got to be placed.
Yeah, but also it's your choice.
Yeah.
That'll make more sense in a minute why I'm saying that. But so for example, you might say, I'm going to go for a 2. You go like that. Yeah. So it's always your choice. Yeah. Make sense?
Yeah. So am I to show you?
No, because that's not how my reading works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cheating.
It makes it easier.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah.
And okay. So can I ask that you count out loud, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so you've done that at a really good pace. But one thing that I did notice,
I think I noticed that as well.
Is that you
Can I guess it?
Why not? Yeah.
3. What? Is it?
I had a tick.
I should play this game.
I mean,
he did it via you.
I'll sit here. See, that's remote viewing, you see.
I was going to say he did it via you.
Yeah.
Try that again. Then go for a different one. Go for a different one. Yeah.
He's not even showing me. I didn't see it.
Are you ready?
Are
Here we covered?
I've got the right one. Yeah.
Are you just looking in the camera and then you can?
Oh.
Okay, so this time just count in your head, nothing out loud, just in your head. Okay. Okay, so it almost feels like I feel when you do that, you almost do the opposite of what you did before. So I feel like you count quite quick at the beginning and then you slow down towards the end. So just don't say anything, but just look at me. 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. If you wait for number 5, give me a high 5.
See how I didn't get that one. I actually went the opposite. I went for 1 that time.
Yeah.
so
that's brilliant. That.
Yeah, it's mad that.
But so with something like that, you can then like move forward with it and think, well, where can we take this? And before, I asked you to think of a pin number. Now, now to be clear, it's not a real pin.
It's not a real pin. It's nothing.
No. I did used to do that, get the real pin thing, and then some people weren't happy with me. Okay, so
Bentley outside.
And but to be clear, you've got a pin number in mind, but it's not a real pin, and it's got no connection to you. It's not like a year someone was born in the family or anything like that. No. Right. Okay, cool. Okay, so now I give you a piece of paper and I give you some random numbers on it as well. Can you just take that out? I'll kind of look away, but if you just start reading those numbers out in the order that they're on there as well.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So I'm just saying them out loud. Or?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
7, 4, 5, 2, 1, 6, 3, 0, 9, 8.
Okay, I feel there's a 6 in there. Is that correct?
Let me just check. I forgot. Terrible. There is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Pop it back. fact, yeah, no, read it backwards.
So 8903612547.
Read it backwards again, actually.
890.
There an 8 in there?
There is.
There is, good,
Yeah.
okay. And just read it forwards one more time.
7452163098.
Okay. Pop it in your pocket.
Okay.
Are you left or right-handed?
I am right-handed.
To think about that.
I know it. I'm still thinking of numbers.
Okay, so put your right hand on the table as if you're going to key in like on an ATM, something like that. Yeah. So imagine this is your real PIN number. Yeah.
Right.
Lift it high, your palm slightly off. So yeah, okay. And just but don't move as you would do this. Yeah.
Right.
So just imagine keying that first digit in, but don't move.
Right.
Okay, now go to the second digit. Again, don't move. Third digit. Fourth digit.
I'm just trying to work it with you.
Dude, okay. Go back to the third digit.
Just make sure. Just make sure I'm doing it right so I don't mess it up. Right, okay.
Go with...
Okay, let's do the...
I'll go with this.
Do the first... Trying to work out him, yeah, where the digits are on a keypad. Like, top there. Bottom there. Middle there.
I'm going to go
top
with
there.
this. You don't know what it is, do you?
No, I haven't.
I'll show you what I think it is, yeah? If it's not... It might be a slightly different order, but I think it's pretty much those numbers, yeah?
I'll be honest, I didn't know it myself, so...
First time, what was the number?
The first number?
No, the whole... It's 4 digits, yeah?
Yeah. 2688.
Like that.
Oh, that's mad, isn't it?
There we go.
That's crazy. There it is.
There we go. So...
I'll just show the cameras.
That's what we had. So,
That's mad. Considering I didn't even know what number. Yeah, that's weird.
So I mean, when I go to like events and stuff, I might do these kind of things, and it's
Right.
nice and it's engaging, and but as much as anything, it's also it's very different than like a card trick or anything.
Yeah.
Like that.
It is. Yeah.
Not like putting down card tricks at all, by the way.
Yeah.
But I mean, some card magic I think is amazing. I actually prefer to call it card magic as a card to trick, because I think that's what it really should be.
Yeah.
Like if you watch like Dan do stuff like with the I think
Rubik's Cube.
What the thing you mentioned there with the 7 or something.
Oh, yeah,
For
yeah,
me,
yeah.
that's card magic. It's not really a card trick.
Right.
You know. And or you just thought you were psychic.
Yeah, I didn't think I was psychic at that moment. I was like, no way I could do this.
But yeah, so. But yeah, that's what I would.
Yeah, there's only certain stories with remote viewing that make me believe slightly that it's true. One of them is back to the war stories.
Yeah.
One of them were remote viewed that the Germans were making a super submarine, and he explained what the walls inside and everything looked like in this massive submarine.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he knew the details of inside that submarine without actually being in it. It's things like that.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't either on that kind of thing. I actually got this document recently on eBay, which had some of the. I don't know how real it is. It was something I bought because it was actually and visual aid I'm going to use in the show actually, and but within it there's some like drawings and things that were done that he's like I don't think one of them was a submarine, but there was something that was used by I think the Soviets or something like that, and then there was just some random drawings that they were used in the testing. I'll give you an example. Like one of them, I think this was within the testing with Yuri Geller actually.
Yeah.
Because Yuri Geller was assisted with some of the testing. I don't think there was ever any idea that he was going to be working as a psychic spy, but I think they just wanted to just because he was quite a prominent figure at that time, mid-70s. I think they wanted to see is there any truth in what he's doing, and there was something that he did in one of the tests where the the test subject thought of he thought of a drawing.
Yeah.
He was in a sealed room and he drew another drawing. Now, when the drawings got revealed, the drawings were grapes. But that's not the most impressive thing, because the most impressive thing is if you count the number of grapes in both drawings, it's 24 grapes.
Right. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, and if again we're talking like, you know, a number of years. This is when it's coming out years later. If that was legit, I would have no idea how that would work.
Yeah.
Again, it could have been
placing numbers in their heads before they even go in there.
maybe.
The number 24, stuff like that. 24, 24, 24.
But what I would say is, I mean, I'm not going to go too much into it, but since I've been working on these kind of like test things with people, I've not seen anything as accurate as that.
Yeah.
But I've seen some stuff where people make choices, and someone with a connection with them makes a very similar choice. It has actually happened. This isn't even part of the testing, but it's happened at weddings. You know, with a couple.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do something with it's more interesting actually if it's an older couple, so not the actual wedding couple, but like grandparents or something like that, and they make like some choices, and I don't mean like, you know, a holiday destination, because they could just both like the same place because they've gone there for 20 years. I don't mean it's just other things like numbers and like words and things like that, and they end up making the same or very similar choices, and you know. I'm not saying it's psychic. I'm not saying it's remote viewing, but it's something that you can't really explain.
Right.
Like when I was younger, I was never really into magic as such. I mean, I had an interest like most sort of kids, but I was never really into it as such. But I did have an interest in like paranormal type things.
Yeah, we're the same.
Yeah. And you see stuff, and it just stuff that you can't explain.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I've looked at some of those situations, and that's kind of where I would put that.
Right. So, do you believe in ghosts yourself, or do you think
ghosts?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe in ghosts.
Right.
But I do believe that people. Well, obviously, people definitely like feel that they see it. I always think there's some sort of like scientific. I've got like a very like sort of logical mind, I suppose.
Right.
That's how I try to be on the matters of ghosts and stuff. Quite a lot. Try and think of the logical reason behind it.
I mean, I don't know what you think, but you know when you see like the common one is that there's the negatives on like a photograph and you see it in the background. I often think that's literally just like two photos have got.
Yeah, it's merged and stuff like that. Yeah. Burn into each other.
Or light flare off the flash or.
Yeah. I bet you've seen some weird things on photos, haven't you? Doing being a photographer.
I haven't, you know. Oh,
not?
actually, I have. Right. And it was at my sister's when she used to live up near Marbury Park in Northwich.
Yeah.
And we were there for Halloween, having a party, and we're all dressed up. I was Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And kids were all there, and we were playing Duck Apple. And then my sister wanted a group photo. We took a picture, and there was a haze behind one of them. So we looked at the picture like, oh, we need to see that again. Took it again, the same haze.
Yeah. Do you reckon that's just like sun then?
No, it was dark, but we switched a different light on, because maybe we thought maybe it's flare off the light. Yeah. So we turned the one that was nearest us and put another one on, and the same flare was there. This I don't know what it was. As the closest I can say, it was like a mist.
Right.
So to me, you've changed the lighting, so the only logical thing to then is that there's either a mark on the lens of maybe grease or fingers, someone's touched the lens or something, or a fault with the sensor in the digital camera kind of thing.
Or it was Casper.
Or it was Casper, or it was a genuine, it was me nan.
Yeah, talk to me, nan. Tell me what the lottery numbers are. Yeah.
But no, I mean, I've never really believed in ghosts. I mean, I suppose when you're a very young kid, you do, don't you? And you see things, but when you look back, you know, as you say, there was like a light or something.
Yeah, that's what I did. I seen a ghost when I was a kid, but again, I think it could have been a dream. Could have been. I was there for work and seen stuff. And
have you guys ever like had anything where you've dreamt something and then it's happened, or you've
similar. Yeah.
Which is
I've dreamt a name. And a name's popped up, and I didn't know the lad.
Really?
Yeah.
So weird, isn't it?
So what? What do you mean afterwards? You met him or something?
No, it was an ex-girlfriend. We'd not long split up. I was upset.
That was her real. That was
no, and I went to bed one night, and these two names popped into me. Just I dreamt these two names. I can't remember what the dream was. It was something to do with talking to her, and she said this name. And then when I woke up, I had two names in my head for some reason. Anyway, I bumped into her, and she said this name.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
So I can't explain that one because I didn't even know the lad. Don't know him.
That's interesting.
But a friend of mine knew the lad, but he'd never mentioned this lad.
Was that like a first name and surname as well?
No, it was two different names because I couldn't remember. It was either, for example, it was either James or David. Which one was it? James or David? James or David? I couldn't think anyway. And then I bumped into her and she said, "Oh, yeah, I've been hanging around with Fiona and this lad, David or whatever his name was. I can't remember. It was a long time ago."
It's interesting because the reason I asked that is because as part of like some of the tests I've been doing for this, that's a question. Well, there's a set of questions I ask people, but that's one of the questions that gets a lot of positive answers, like you did. Yeah. So a lot of people have had that experience, which is interesting, where they've dreamt something, and then in some way that is it's happened. It's almost like it was in the subconscious in some way. So it's
weird,
but the name was the surname and Christian name. It was both names. Like I'm Stuart Jones. So it was Dave Mason or something like that. Yeah. It was the two names. I can't explain it. It was the full name of the person.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So it was a surname.
First and second name.
Right. You didn't say that before.
No, that's what I meant.
I'm sure I have.
Change his story now. He's making it better now. No. You can't change it. I'm like, it's this.
In the next chapter, he woke up and the guy was actually lying next to him.
He was actually, yeah. Just now you come to mention it.
Yeah. And that's your husband.
We fell in love.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, give me that now. It's come to you, that Stu.
It has.
Yeah. So do you do a lot of stage work or?
Yeah, so when I started out, the idea was always to work on stage for me, to be honest with you. I didn't, weddings was like just something I kind of did because I realised it was a market there. Yeah. So when I first got into doing this, I went up to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival just to watch shows. Initially, it was actually just to watch stand-up comedy.
Right.
Because I thought I'll watch some comedy and stuff while one of my friends was there. Yeah, he was go and watch some of that. And then I realised that you could present, this like mentalism or magic, these type of shows, hypnosis as well.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a great platform for doing it.
Yeah.
So that kind of became my goal. And then over a few years later, I went up and did that. So from there, I was able to build like a corporate type show.
Yeah.
But as well as that, I also do quite a lot of variety shows as well. I like to go in and do them. I'm doing one quite soon in Liverpool at the Casa on Hope Street, the Casa Bar.
Do you know?
I think I know where it is. I'm not 100%, but I think I know which one.
It's just a bit further down in the Hope Street Hotel, just on the opposite side of that. But it's just by the. It's but that's and I actually really like doing variety shows because you meet different types of performers and you see different acts. I've done shows. In fact, I used to help run one show which was called the Magic Live Lounge. Well, I say used to. We probably will go back to doing it at some point. We just had a problem with the venue closing down. But and that's great. Don't get me wrong. You're working with a team of different magicians, which was all quite good fun. I'd be doing the mind read, and someone else would be doing sleight of hand. Someone might be doing escapology, something like that. Someone might be doing more comedy, and that was quite nice. But then when I've moved into doing variety shows, it's really nice because you get someone who might be a singer. You might get a comedy act. You might you see just some quite random things, and it's interesting because you see people that you probably wouldn't have gone out and seen, and you think actually that's really good. That's,
So do you use props on your stage work?
A little bit, not really.
Like your dice and stuff like that. Or do you like use them? Or?
I mean, a lot of the time when if I'm doing a show, I'll probably have a few more visual things. Just it's part of it's not so much used within the show, but it's more just to give the vibe, the atmosphere of what I want to present.
Yeah.
if I'm just going to do like a variety, like a 10-minute spot or something, I'll literally just have like sort of an A3 pad or something and a pen.
Yeah,
That's literally all I'll have really.
Right.
And then I just sort of get people involved, and it depends on kind of what I'm doing. But yeah, if I do, it's fairly minimal.
Right.
I think with mentalism, it kind of needs to be like that. I think if you started having big boxes and stuff, I don't know if it would look quite right.
Yeah. So you said you don't class yourself as psychic. Is that something you reckon you could practice and become psychic? Or is it something you don't think is real?
Well, at the minute, I don't think it's real. Like I say, since I've been working on like the test and stuff, I've been swayed a little bit in terms. But it's more coincidence. Stuff, which that's my explanation at the moment anyway. Yeah. In the future, I don't know. I don't think I could ever be one of those people that pretends to talk to the dead or anything like that. Yeah. I mean, I actually could do it. I think I could do it as a performance piece.
Yeah,
if you get me.
So you reckon that's a trick? Some of that.
100%,
like knowing about that person or just getting in their head type thing.
It's they're using a type of mentalism. They're not doing it for real. I mean, a common one that I get when I perform is people will ask me to think of, or it can happen by accident as well, but I'll get someone to think of like a name or something like that. Like before the show, I asked you to think of a name of someone. I didn't give you any sort of explanation or anything behind that. But I just said think of someone. Now,
some David James, is it?
Sometimes what can happen is that they think of someone who's passed away.
Right.
And it can. I mean, it's different. I always try and make it a positive situation if that happens, because I remember the first time that happened to me, and I just felt really awkward because he started crying.
Right.
And I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing? Occasionally, people will come up to me and they'll say, if I think of someone that's passed away, can you? Because they've say I'm at an event and they've seen me do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they'll say, can you?
Pass them a message or something.
Well, no, they won't even say it that far. They'll just say, "Can you put me in touch with them or something?" Oh, in some way. And I have to stop them right there and say, "No, I can't do that." And then if they keep asking, I'll say, "Well, listen, if you want, I can create an experience where I can maybe tell you what the name is."
Yeah.
But to be absolutely clear, it's not psychic.
Yeah.
And things like that. And so you kind of just have to
Yeah.
It depends what the situation.
So you've got a really Darren Brown take on all that type of thing, haven't you? Where you'd call him out in a way to say, no, it's not real.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
more of a trick.
He spent quite a lot of time
debunking a lot of that.
Yeah, debunking. He did. Yeah, he did one. I live in Ormskirk, and he did one quite near to where I live in Burscough.
Yeah.
There was a local psychic doing a show, and he went along, and I think they filmed it, and then at the end, Darren, with written in his TV show, explained how it was done.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I wouldn't do that, to be honest with you. I don't think I'd.
I mean, you don't want enemies, do you? So. Not when they're dead.
Yeah, and then I'd be the one talking to him.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
No, I wouldn't. And I don't think. I think it also, because I'm very much a believer in when you do a performance art, you should try and do something that's in some way not been done. I mean, it's difficult because everything has been done. But I've seen that kind of thing, what Darren's done quite a lot by mentalists and magicians since then.
Yeah.
And so that was why when I was working on some new material, I was like, well, it's interesting, I could do something psychic related, but I wouldn't want to go down that road of just debunking them, because it's, like I say, it's been done to death, I think.
Yeah.
I know people who've done shows like that, and it's interesting. Like a friend of mine, he does, his performer name is The Great Barini, and he does he does it where he presents a seance.
Right.
But how people going into it, if you see it advertised, you know that it's, how I feel anyway, it's advertised, you know it's a show.
Okay.
I think, I don't exactly know what he calls the show, but I think you would know it's a show going into it.
Right.
However, it's presented pretty much as a seance. The only difference is when the people think of dead people, they don't think of people they know, they think of dead celebrities, so it's no one that they've got like a close connection with.
Yeah. And
then at the end of the show, I'm revealing his show now, but he probably won't watch this. Yeah. But at the end of the show, what he actually does is he basically tells the audience like, what you've seen isn't real. He doesn't tell them how it's done, but because he always gets people going who really believe in that.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, I've been in the audience at them before, and you can see people who absolutely, and it's almost like when he says that, it's almost like their heads fall off a little bit. I'm not really, I wouldn't do anything like that, because also I'm quite respectful as well that if someone does believe in that, fair enough, that's their belief, isn't it? You know, I mean, I might not agree with it, and I might say, all scientifically, I know that can't be true, but it's still their belief. And so that's like when I'm presenting what I'm doing now, I'm like, well, you know, because I will get asked the question, are you psychic? And I'm like, no, I don't believe in it. But if they say, well, I think you are, okay, you know, I mean, I'll let them go away and have that thought if they can. But I'm certainly wouldn't be going out there telling them that.
Some people do it to get through grievance and that, don't they? Like they want to believe that they can talk to the other half and just get that last chat out of the system type thing to be able to move on. But you understand that some people you are helping them, and sometimes you do have to trick people into believing that it's true. If
it gives them that
relief in a way,
and if it makes them feel a bit better. I think I knew someone who did this a few years ago, and my view on it was if you go to do that once, say, and it's made you feel better, that's great. You know, I don't think there's a massive problem with that. The problem would be if they kept going back, right, and then the pain as well. I think there's something wrong there. Because I think even if the person, like the psychic, if you like, knows that it's maybe in some way they feel that they're doing a service because they're giving the people comfort in some way. But if they carry on taking the money and doing it, I think that's a bit wrong. I mean, I think it's wrong to take money for that anyway, to be honest. But
it's talk to the dead.
I mean,
it's a con job, isn't it? Really, to be fair.
I mean, but it's weird because you get two types of psychics. You get the ones who are absolutely like fraudulents like that, who know what they're doing. You get the other type. I think, what did they call them? I think closed psychic or something like that. And they're people, you see them a lot at spiritualist churches and things like that, and they actually genuinely believe that they are. And some of them won't take money for it, they just genuinely think they are. Some of them have really good intuition as well, which is interesting.
So it's not the ones that like touch your head and they all start fainting and... Oh, it's not that them people that you're on about, is it?
Not it's, well, you might see something like that at a spiritualist church, but those sort of people you're talking about, that's like that guy in America. They're just
like evangelism.
They're just frauds. but
you can walk now.
but you might get people within that realm who, like, I knew someone who met someone in that realm who said they were psychic and didn't charge them or anything, but they met them there. And they just met them outside, you know, like another day they met them somewhere, and they did something with them, didn't charge them. I don't know if she was using any techniques, like mentalism techniques, as such, but maybe she was just very good at, like, very intuitive and very good at, and then the person went away feeling that they'd had some sort of experience. To be honest with you, it could have just been that they had just a conversation. And it just felt like there was an experience going on, and she didn't charge her or anything like that. So those type of psychics, what's type of psychics? They're not. You know, I think in a way they're doing it in almost like an innocent kind of way because they feel like they are. And but yeah, the ones that you're talking about there, the ones who are, it's absolutely a performance, and they know what they're doing.
Getting rid of demons out of the mind and all that, and they come out the other side, but better person. I'm now a vegan and all that.
That's quite bad, but
So what about psychic detectives? Because they're still used now. I know some psychic detectives have actually been caught out by pretending a person was dead, and then the person that was interviewing her was the dead person, and she got caught out. She was telling her where this person's body was, what rock they used to kill him and everything. It's like,
just referring back to that, it was they showed her a picture of this girl, and she did a psychic thing, and said this girl was basically killed brutally.
Brutally.
And she's buried somewhere, blah blah blah. And then a news reporter went in and interviewed her and showed her this picture. Says, you were recently spoken to about this girl, and she was, oh yeah, I remember that. I said, well, this girl's me.
Yeah,
when I was younger. And she was like, well, this interview's over.
Yeah, she walked out, stormed out the room, didn't like it.
Yeah,
I can believe that.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I think a lot of them who do that kind of thing will be of that ilk as well. Have you ever seen that TV show? It's a US one, started about 10 years ago. Psych. It's on Netflix.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
If you, that's quite interesting.
The comedy one. That?
Yeah, it's a it's kind of a parody of that kind of thing.
I keep meaning to watch that.
And it is quite, and basically what he does is he's got I think the skill set he's got is like an incredible memory,
right?
Which is actually something I do as well, like memory stuff,
right?
And he's got an incredible memory. He never claims to be like a mentalist or a magician as such within the show, but he's got an incredible memory, and it has flashbacks to when he's younger, and he can do things like he'd walk into like a cafe with his dad, and he'd sit down, and his dad would test him and say, right, how many people are wearing hats, and he'd be able to say like 6 people wearing hats, things like that.
I think I've seen that bit because I started watching that. I think that was on the first episode, isn't it?
Quite possible, yeah. And but that's a nice like parody of it, because what he does is what they do, and it might be something that some psychic detectives might do, is they get the case and then they go away and then use actual detective techniques. They find some evidence, find out what's going on, and then when he's back with the police, he has a vision and then says, "Go here and do this." You wouldn't rule out that some of them might be doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really looked into that stuff massively, but I think I think it's more of an American thing, that anyway.
Yeah.
But I think if that could be done, why wouldn't more of it be
more cases be solved?
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
I've always wondered why cases never got solved using psychic detectives.
Yeah, same.
I mean, there has been some like interesting things over the years where they've been located missing individuals and stuff like that. But I do believe that there's been another way that they've done it, and then they've said, "Oh yeah, it was done this way," but they've found by other means. Especially in today's world as well. I think there's ways you can, if you knew someone working with you or something like that.
I mean, you don't know if that person as well has got people working for them.
That's what I mean.
And doing some research, or maybe going out and just talking to people, just getting as if they're just general people of the public, and then reporting back.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be a psychic detective, and you two could work
We
with
could
me.
do actually.
Yeah, we'll con them.
As long as it pays well.
So, we'll just have to cancel this episode. But,
yeah. So you know where you sent the posters for your upcoming event?
Oh yeah.
Is it the Fringe? You say
something in the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yeah, Edinburgh Fringe. Yeah. Is that the legitimate posters, or was it edited?
I think the one I sent to you was.
I feel like because you sent it me today, I think. Is there something on here that you're sending me messages?
No, I literally just sent. I wasn't sure if I'd sent it to you beforehand, because there's been a few different drafts, and I think what you got there was probably the most recent draft.
Okay.
We still might edit it slightly.
Okay, so you weren't putting numbers in my head then?
He claims he's seen numbers. You've been putting numbers in.
Yeah. It was, and I purposely didn't use them numbers when you asked for a pin.
Oh, interesting. No, there was nothing. I did have.
That's how my man thinks. He's tricking me here. He's tricking me.
I did in one of. In fact, I won't say. If you come, I'm actually going to do the show, or I'm going to do a full test version of the show in Liverpool in May.
Right.
So if you come along, maybe keep that poster in mind, and we'll see where we go. I won't say any more than that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's going to be. Where's that going to be? The 11th of May. That's at. It's a new venue actually in Liverpool, a new small theatre. It's called the Studio Beyond on Wood Street.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's a Sunday night. Yeah. But yeah, come down and then see what happens. Maybe the poster will be important.
Hey.
Who knows?
Will you be attending Dan Mays' masquerade?
No, I'm at an event that night. No.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to that?
Yeah, I can't wait.
We've been specially invited.
Yeah, I can't wait.
5th of April.
Yeah.
Is that next? It's 2 weeks of time, isn't it? Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to a masquerade. It's kind of like the princess going to the ball. I've never been asked to the ball, so.
I went last year. It was really good.
Did you?
Yeah, really good setup. Really good. Nice people. Yeah, really.
I can't wait for that.
Where is it this year? I can't remember. Give him a plug. Yeah.
I forgot. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't even remember where it is. But yeah, last year it was in Liverpool somewhere, and we had a really good night.
Oh, brilliant. We'll probably just go around asking like, do you want to come on a podcast? Just finding people.
Yeah. But like,
I think the next one's a hypnotist.
Yeah, I want to get hypnotised. That's why we was on a bit, haven't we? I really want to get hypnotised because I don't believe it. I want somebody to hypnotise me.
My dad was a hypnotist. So.
Yeah. Do you reckon your dad could do me? That's saying you're wrong, but
I mean,
well, he probably could if he could get up your stairs.
yeah, true.
His knees have gone.
Right.
hypnosis is an interesting thing though, because a lot of people will say that they don't think they can get hypnotised.
Yeah.
However, everyone can get hypnotised. They've just got to be in the right mindset for it.
Right.
I think if you sat there thinking I can't get hypnotised, you probably won't.
Right. So because you're already negative about it.
Yeah. But I mean, hypnosis goes beyond a hypnotist doing it. Everyone can get hypnotised almost every day.
Yeah.
When you're watching a film, you're in some sort of trance state. Yeah. So it's I think the one of the problems with hypnosis is people. Did you say your dad was a hypnotist? So did he do like stage shows, like Paul McKenna type shows?
Yeah.
I think the problem is people associate hypnosis with like Paul McKenna and those type of shows. I mean, Paul McKenna's an amazing hypnotist. He's probably the best in the world, I would say.
Right.
And these days he focuses more on therapy, hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I was actually watching, like last week, I was watching a online therapy course with him actually, and he's incredible. However, the shows that used to be on TV in the 90s, they were all about making an idiot of someone on stage. Yeah. And I think that's where people are a bit like, well, were they all actors and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
They wouldn't know, and you'll know because if your dad did it, they're not actors. They're just very suggestible people.
Right.
And a lot of the times as well, probably not on the TV show, but where did your dad do it? Was it in holiday places and stuff?
He did do some holiday places. He did do some working men's clubs, and he did. They're not there anymore, but he did the Coliseum in Rill and the Little Theatre. Is it? Can't remember.
I would have
There were
loved
two theatres along the Rill front that are no longer there. And he did there as well, and he's also did it in Spain when we went on holiday.
Yeah, so a lot of people do it in those kind of places, like holiday type places. So there's obviously a lot of people drinking as well.
Yeah.
So when you're getting people on stage, some people, you'll get the girls who will just like go along with it because it's almost like an attention thing as well.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing. I mean, I find it fascinating, hypnosis. I do it a little bit, but I don't do it hugely in performance.
Right.
But I've actually, another thing I've been doing, which is why I was watching that course last week, was I was learning like the therapy side of it.
Yeah. So you can like make people quit smoking just mentally, by getting in their head.
It's not something that would work with everyone. Yeah. But again, the person's got to want to do it.
Yeah.
Essentially, what you would be doing is teaching them techniques to do it. And I think the great thing about hypnosis is hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
Is that it can help resolve a situation for someone, and they don't have to tell the hypnotherapist what the problem is. So say it was something for some reason that they didn't want to like open up about it. It might be quite. They might find it embarrassing, whatever it is. And so I think that's really.
You just help them find the issue themselves within their head, type thing,
Absolutely,
and then let them solve it themselves.
Yeah. That's essentially.
You just basically guiding them, aren't you?
Yeah. That's pretty much essentially what hypnotherapy is about.
Right. Sounds interesting.
But I mean, like another thing, like I touched on before when we were talking about that Psych TV show.
Yeah.
Like he had like an incredible memory.
Right.
And that's something I've been spending like quite a lot of time on as well. And I think that's after I've done this show, that's probably where I would want to go and do like a full show on that kind of thing, because that's
like memory based.
Memory based.
Right.
And that's because that's something I've kind of probably only about doing maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But it's something I've discovered I could do as I've got older.
Yeah.
And I found I've memorised like things that without even realising it, and it's called like subconscious learning.
Yeah. So is that something you can train, remembering things?
You can, but you can also do it without even realising. I'll give you an example. So have you ever been in like a bar or a gym or something, and you hear a song come on, and it's a song that you wouldn't necessarily know, but then you realise you know all the words to it.
Yeah.
And it's
I suppose,
yeah, and it happens quite a lot. And And a lot of people. I mean, do either of you think you've got a good memory or not?
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh,
I can't remember that 4-digit pin.
Yeah, so you don't think you've got a good memory? Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'm going to help you show that your memory's better than what you think it is. So.
And you're under.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you now a list of movies on my phone.
This is going to be like Generation Game. I'm not going to remember a movie.
No, so this is a strange instruction I'm going to give you now.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you to try not to remember this.
Try not to
remember any of them, yeah?
Okay.
So it sounds a bit weird, right?
Okay.
So I'll just show you them now, but try not to remember any. Try not to remember any. Okay, that might be enough. Okay, yeah. And I'll come back to that in a little while.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, something that I'll show you how I kind of started thinking about that was because when I was younger, I had I won't say learning difficulties, but I had some problems like learning some things.
Yeah.
And these days you probably get a label for it, right?
Yeah, you definitely.
But I found it was when I was like sorting some stuff out a few years ago, and we found like one of these old books, which I would have used for the train with learning essentially. Yeah. And it was just there's all the books of different images, and the idea being, well, the parent or teacher, what the idea would say, like, can you find the chair?
Yeah. As
an example there, and then have that covered with a piece of card, right. And then if you could associate the word chair with the image,
yeah.
That's like your positive reinforcement, right?
Right.
And then the clock, and so on. Yeah, you'd associate the word clock with that. So anyway, that was like really young, and then I found that when I was just like playing around with it years later, I had actually subconsciously memorized most of it.
The whole book.
I wouldn't say the whole book, but I've kind of looked at it since, but. I was like, you've actually remembered. It's like, have you ever had it like where you watch a film or something? Like I can watch something like Back to the Future and know every single line because I watched it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I suppose it's that kind of thing. So yeah, well, let's just test it. Have a look through that. I'll look away because I can see the screen there.
Yeah.
And just go to any page you like.
Okay. I've got it here.
Okay. So you've got an image there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So below it, you've got all these. I'll come around so by the mic. You've got all those images below it. So starting from top left, can you just start reading all those images? Just say what they are.
Okay. So you got a telephone, a dog, a keys, a pencil, a house, umbrella, airplane, knife and fork, and TV.
So that would tell me that there is a dog.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You show you. Okay. I mean, I could have looked there, but I genuinely.
Yeah.
Go to another page.
I go to another page. Right.
Okay, and this time just start reading them out in any order you like. Actually, yeah, any order.
Aeroplane, scissors, knife and fork, clock, house, flower, as pencil, xylophone, telephone.
Okay, so I want to say that's a flower.
Yeah.
Okay. Do it one more time, and this time, when you read them out, just read out, say, 4 or 5 of them. So don't read them all out, but make sure to read out the actual one that's the main image as well, right?
Yeah. Flower, television, birthday cake, kite.
Television.
Yep.
So after doing that kind of thing, I thought to myself, what else can I remember?
Right.
So now, nearly every time I read like a novel, what I'll do is I'll go through the novel and I'll try to remember like some key points within it. So this is one I picked up, which is just like a murder mystery thing. Do us a favour, have a look through that just before we go any further. Just double check. Just double check. It's not like the same words in every page or anything like that. Your glasses are on your head.
They're on my head. I've done that before.
Good memory of where they were.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent memory, Stu.
Yeah, they're all. It's definitely just a typical book.
Okay, so now when you're hold it kind of up so I can't. I won't. I'll kind of look away, even though the eyesight would need to be incredible to see that from there.
Yeah.
But go to any page you like. And then when you're on that page, just stay on that page because I'll start asking you some questions about that page in a moment.
Okay.
Good? Okay, so now, if you can look up and down that page and choose a nice, long, challenging word, let's say 8 letters or more, anywhere on that page.
Video cassette.
Okay, this time don't say what the word is. Okay, go to... So find another long word, but don't say what the word is, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, and okay, so you've got that there. So yeah, okay. To begin with, then, what's the page number you are on?
95.
95. Okay, and what's the first letter of the word?
M.
M for Michael.
Yes.
Is it more near the top or the bottom of the page?
About a third.
Sorry.
About a third of the way.
So it's more near the bottom, yeah.
No, the top third. From
It's more
the
near.
top.
Okay, so okay. Okay, so from the top, how many lines down is it, please?
11.
11. And on that 11th line down, from left to right, how many words across is it?
7.
7. So it's 95. It's 11 down. So it's near the end of the... Is it definitely 11 down? Can you just double check that, please?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll say one of them's only got one word on a line.
Right.
And then it goes
Okay.
to the line underneath. If you want me to class
Okay.
that as a line.
Okay, now, earlier on, I asked you to think of somebody, right? And don't say the name of that person, but so imagine that person in some way relating to that word.
Okay.
Now, this might sound a bit weird, right? Okay. Just now, just think of that person's name. Imagine you're like sending that name to me. Imagine you don't say it, but just imagine you're shouting that name louder and louder and louder. And this feels like quite a unique name. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I suppose it is.
Just think of the first letter. Don't say. Just think of that first letter, and I'll jump to the last letter. On that last letter, just this is the name, yeah, not the word.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Imagine it as a capital letter. Yeah. Think whether it'd have more straight lines or wavy lines if it was a capital, and imagine shouting that last letter to me. Am I correct in thinking the last letter appears more than once in the name? Does that make sense?
No. Only once.
Does it? Okay.
But there are 2 ways of spelling the name.
Oh,
That could be why we're saying.
No. Okay. Okay. So now I want you to go back to this word that's here. So it's on 95. It's 11 down, and it's the 7th over. And we want to think of this person in relation to the word. Are you thinking of? Are you thinking of Glyn on a mountainside? Now, a lot of the
Can I get that piece of paper out?
it's
now?
okay, but a lot of the time when we do this kind of thing, a lot of people say to me how if they wanted to learn like especially with the memory stuff, not the mind reading, but the memory, because they might think, well, if I wanted to learn that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
where would I begin? And the best place to actually begin is actually with playing cards.
Right. Okay.
And what I've got here with these playing cards here
That's blown with that one.
is on the backs of them. I've written all different numbers.
Yeah.
Essentially, what that does is it helps me memorise the order of the pack.
Right.
So I'll show you what I mean. I know that the King of Diamonds. It's actually a little while since I've done this, but I think the King of Diamonds is 35. I think, yeah. 8 of clubs. So I'll just explain what I did with this as well. I mixed the cards on a table. In fact, it was have you been to the Oracle Bar?
No.
Okay, you should go to the Oracle Bar. Now, there's a big table in there, yeah? And when I got these cards, what I actually did is, when I was working on this a little while ago, there's a big table that I mixed all the cards up on the table. So they were in a random order, and then I just started numbering them from 1 to 52, yeah?
Right.
So I know that was number 35. This one is easy to remember because it was the first one in the pack. It's number 1, okay? This Ace of Hearts was quite early on. I think it was number 4, I think. Yeah, it is, yeah, okay. So, it made me think, what else can we do? So, can you just think of? Oh yeah, or maybe not. Okay.
I can't think of anything.
You just think of a number from 1 to 52, to ensure that you go for. In fact, you do the same actually. To ensure you go for different numbers.
Okay.
If you go for an odd number from 1 to 52, and you go for an even number from 1 to 52, and when you're ready, just say the numbers out loud.
49.
24.
49 and 24. So let's find that. I'll do this very openly so you can see. If you see it, just because I'm reading upside down, just let me know. Also, while we do this as well, I'll ask you to be between the. Is that no? It's 42. Between the two of you, that's 24.
Yeah.
Between the two of you, if you can also think of a playing card. If you think of the value of the card. So anything from Ace to King, and you think of the suit, club, heart, spade, diamonds. And what are we looking for? 40, 49, right?
Yeah.
Again, tell me if you see it in case I miss it. So you've got a value of a card in mind, and you're thinking of a suit, right? Here we go, 49, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the first time, what was the value that you went for?
7.
7?
I went for clubs.
So 7 of clubs, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting because as we go through here, there's the 7 of clubs there.
Yeah.
And now, if I was to tell you the playing cards that they are and the number on the back of that, that'd be quite good, right?
Yeah.
But then you also might just say, well, yeah, but you've already just explained you can memorise like multiple images and things like that.
Yeah.
So when and you've also told us you've memorised each card to a number. So when you factor that in, it wouldn't be as impressive, right? But what you might not have noticed is when I first came in here today, I placed this down here.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually a little bit late, but I placed that down there.
Okay.
If we turn it over, we've actually got the names of 2 playing cards here.
Yeah.
And there's a number here. So 5H, 5 of hearts.
Yeah.
JS, Jack of spades.
Right.
5H, 5 hearts. JS, Jack of spades. If that is number 17,
yeah,
I want you to go frickin' wild. It's in fact 17.
Oh, that's mad, that, I was saying to you,
I can't cope with this.
Why
stuff.
do we come away feeling stupid? You know what I mean? With magic, don't you?
Maybe it's magic, maybe it's psychics, I don't know.
Because you can't explain it, you feel like an hunter. Yeah. it's crazy.
But yes, so the idea of like that's how I've decided to combine the idea of memory with like mind reading, and it just ultimately you want to make it so it's something that's entertaining and unique if you can, because especially if I'm doing like a variety show or something, I want everyone to do well, but I want my act to I want it to stand out. I want people to come away thinking that was something that I've not seen before.
Yeah. Oh, it's mad, that, isn't it? Can I see that card now? What you wrote down before?
You can.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I just
I locked it away.
Yeah.
And it was, yeah.
I am thinking of Glyn. But what's the Mountainside?
That's the word that was in the book.
Oh, was it? Mountainside. On a mountain. Yeah. That's mad, that, isn't it?
So you should go to a mountain with
Glyn
and see what happens.
And Glyn's my dad, the hypnotist.
Yeah. That's mad, that. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I think we should end it there. Mind blown.
Just one thing before we finish it, because obviously I asked you to. You mentioned about not having a good memory, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know what? Just go in, just quickly. Do you know what I would mean when I say the term TLA, like three-letter acronyms? So, for example, every day you see them like BMW.
Oh yeah.
KFC. We see now. It's something that we see in our everyday life, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to play a little game before we finish.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to disappoint you.
So I'll just show you. So let's say, well, I'll show you what I mean to begin with, because I want to sort of see how you both like think what to finish off. Like so, like I'll just come up with some random like 3-letter ones and see what you come up with. So PSW, that could stand for something like a payment system website, as an example. But if I said ITA, you tell me what could that stand for. Just make something up.
In the autumn.
Okay. Now, sometimes they can be things like this, they can be like a word like that, like a word like car or something like that.
Yeah.
What could that stand for?
Cats are real.
Okay, all right. Let's do one more. Let's say KRS.
Can't think of a word with K now. Yeah, it's gone blank.
Okay,
KRS.
So your mind's gone blank. Okay, so without thinking too much, quickly
Kind
give
Research
me.
Society. The Kind Research Society.
We had Cats Are Real and the Kind Research Society. You can see how the different sort of thinking going on here. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So quickly, without thinking too much, just give me a number from 1 to 100.
36.
And that doesn't mean anything to you, no? Okay. So I just want to go back to this list from earlier on. Now, you said you didn't have a good memory, and that was important. I wanted to I want to show you that your memory's better than what you think. Okay, so what did we say? What number?
36.
36. So it would be. Well, you can see for yourself. What's at 36?
Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll just double check. Star Wars doesn't appear anywhere else on there.
Right.
Good with that?
Yeah.
Happy with that? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to stop lying to you now because I wasn't lying at the beginning because I said to you I want you to have a look at this and I want you to try not to remember stuff.
Yeah.
Now, if you tell people not to remember something, subconsciously what happens is they then would tend to do the opposite and they will try and remember stuff. He said that he didn't think he had a good memory. However, I was hoping he would retain some information there, showing that his memory's better than what he thinks it is.
Yeah.
Then I said, we'll play this game with these three-letter acronyms.
Yeah.
And I was hoping, well, I'll be honest with you, there was no game.
Right.
What we were doing with these three-letter acronyms was to, in some way, hopefully, combined with what you'd remembered here, implant a thought in your mind. So again, what was the movie we ended up on?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Now, if we have a look at these letters, but instead of reading them horizontally, read them vertically.
Right.
Pick
Star Wars.
Wars.
How mad is that? That's crazy. Yeah. That's mad, that, isn't it? Pick Star Wars.
Oh, no way.
I've also, for some reason, the movie Titanic was sticking 8 in my head, and the number 8. So is Titanic number 8?
maybe. But yeah, well, thank you for having us on.
It's been brilliant.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Again, my head's
fell off with that one.
Yeah, melted. That's fantastic. That.
If you guys want to come along to the Liverpool show, let me know, and I'll sort that out for you.
Try and sort the date out for that one.
Definitely.
It's a Sunday. I think it's a Sunday. On the 11th.
Yeah.
And
all right.
Come along and bring that poster with you too.
Yeah. Also, could you not mind signing some playing cards for us? So we can make a poster.
Yeah.
I bought you your own because I knew you wanted some.
Oh, look at that.
So, there's a new pack as well. Just in case you wanted to do the Ace of Spades, because that's the coolest card, isn't it?
I was going to have the Joker because Steve Miller.
Oh, nice cards, haven't not bad. There you go.
I'm stuck.
Just that one will do.
Or to do the
Ace of
ace up?
spades, yeah. It's basically so I can put them in a poster, a picture of you, and put you on the wall.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll have that one.
The Joker.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, then, man.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us on as well,
It's been an
guys.
absolute
I hope
pleasure.
You,
Oop.
put a link on your,
Nice.
Take me home, yeah.
and yeah, I hope you have a wonderful time with Glyn on the
The Mountainside, yeah. It's brilliant.
And shall we finish on my fact that'll blow your mind?
Oh, go on then, we'll play the song. In the vast cosmic dance where stars ignite and fade, a fact so profound in the fabric of space it laid. Did you know, my friend, it's a curious thing? The hottest spot in the universe is not what you think. It's that time again. What time do you see, my friend? It's time to give you a fact that'll melt your brain. Yeah. It's time to give you a fact that'll make you insane.
I'm sorry, I'm still blown away with that. Bob the Builder and Jack the Ripper have the same middle names.
That's brilliant. They so do.
that's blowing my mind.
Yeah, there you go. That's a fact that'll melt your brain. That's brilliant, that. All right, thanks for coming on again.
Yes,
thank
an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely
It's
brilliant.
fantastic.
We definitely need to come to one of your shows, and I will bring the poster.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
I printed it out. All right.
Thank you, guys. I'll
Thanks a lot.
see you soon, hopefully.
Definitely, definitely.
Fact with a twist of fun. 3 podcasters making